Hello and welcome to Sew with Mrs. C. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at how to thread your overlocker. In our previous tutorials we've looked at the parts of the machine and what they actually do, what they're for. So I've labelled my lower looper, my upper looper, my right needle and my left needle so that we know exactly which one is which until you get used to threading and you know exactly where things go. It's a good tip to start with. You will notice that the tension dials have all got different colours. So we've got blue, green, pink and orange. And for threading purposes, and so you can see when we actually come to sew how things look, we've got blue on the blue tension, which is the lower looper, green on the green tension dial for the upper looper, pink in the right needle and orange in the left needle. All overlockers will be colour coordinated to make it easier to thread. And if you open your front cover like this, they may open a bit different, but I think basically they're all the same, whereas they will slide to the right and pull towards you. Okay, you may have some storage in the front of your cover for tweezers, screwdriver, needles, and this is my stitch finger. We're going to be dealing with the lower looper first, which is blue. So we've got my blue thread and you've got blue here, and so you're going to be following all the blue lines. So this is the blue one we're going to follow, so the thread will come down here. You've got blue lines and green lines. These are for the loopers, which explain where to thread, where your thread goes with all your pictures and your dials. Check with your manual if you're unclear about things, but a lot of the time this is clearer to follow than your actual pictures and explanations in your manual. So we're going to start with our blue thread, which of course is our lower looper. So first of all, number one, we're going to go from back to front through this guide hole. Take the thread through. And then number two, through this loop, we're going to go behind it, around and through there, so that it comes forward. Then, continuing to follow the numbers, we're going to go to number three, and there's a number three on here. So we go from back to front and pull it through. And then we're going to come down here. So taking our thread, we're going to come down this tension guide, following the blue arrow. We're going to continue to come down and go all the way through that guide. Then we're going to start following these blue lines. So our first blue line goes to here, and we're on to number 5 because we've done number 4. We're now on to number 5, which is this hook here. So we're going to hook ourselves round behind that hook. Then we are going to go to number 6. Let's just move across, and you'll see here that we have, that's better, you get a pointy tool. Where's my pointy tool? Hang on 1 second. Okay, I have my pointy tool. So we're going to go through, we've done number 5, we're going to go through 6 and 7 and 8. So let's take it here where the 2 blue dots are, so they will go underneath both of those. And then number 8, you'll see the blue line cuts under here, so we're going to go under that V-shaped hook. Then number 8 is through there, which is a loop, so we're going to go through the loop. And then number 9 is this. Okay, so number 9, see the arrow, is telling us that we need to move this lever to the right. and I'm going to focus the camera to show you what happens when I move that lever to the right. So just bear with me while we move in a bit closer. Okay. These are the parts you want to watch here. So I am now moving the lever to the right. My apologies, it's already been done. Let me put it back. Okay, let's do it again. So now I'm going to move my lever because these are inside the machine. And to make it easier to thread, we're going to slide this knob now to number 9, on number 9, from left to right, and the mechanism will then come out, which makes it easy accessible for you. So following these, we've done number 9, which was to slide the button across, and then we move on to this mechanism here, which is the mechanism that came out of the machine. So again, looking at my diagram, there's a little catch here, and you can see that the thread goes across here, behind that catch, and along this arm. So let's look at the mechanics. So we are going to come along here, and we're going to go behind this hook here. You may need tweezers to help you along the way, which is why they provide you with tweezers, just to help get it behind there. Whoops, nearly. There we go. It's difficult to do this and film and look behind and round the camera, etc., all at the same time. And then, looking back at the diagram, we then thread through this hole, which is now what I'm going to do. And again, tweezers will come in handy because you can thread the hole, if indeed you can get it through the hole. Just trim the end of the thread. I've got a little stray bit. Let's try again. There we go. And then using your tweezers, unless you've got little dainty fingers, you can pull that through. Okay, we can pull that through. And then looking there at number 11, we have just threaded through this hole here. So then we need to come round and beyond this arm. So let's look back at the mechanics. There we are. So we need to come behind this arm, underneath and behind this arm. So there we are. We are underneath and behind. Oops, I've gone behind my needles as well. Again, tweezers, and take the thread through the back. And there you go. That is your lower looper threaded. Not too difficult, was it? Takes a bit of practice, but you'll get there. Everything is explained. Everything is numbered. There you go, number 3, number 2. Oops, out of focus. There we go, number 2, number 1. Everything's numbered. So now you know how to thread your lower looper. In my next video, we'll be looking at threading the upper looper.